So today I'm doing a grill showdown. I'm going to be comparing my pellet smoker to my charcoal Masterbuilt smoker. So it's going to be pellet versus charcoal. We're going to see which one produces better flavor, and we'll also compare cooking styles. So I know a lot of people out there are looking for what kind of grill they want. And with so many options out on the market, it's very tough. So I'm hoping this video may help you figure out if you're looking for a pellet grill or a charcoal grill. And now this Masterbuilt charcoal grill I'm using is not a traditional style charcoal grill. It is an offset smoker because the charcoal is not directly underneath the grates. It's off to the side in a hopper, and then it brings in the smoke with a fan. Very similar to how a pellet grill works, except for the pellet grill fire is actually underneath the grates there, whereas the fire for the Masterbuilt is off to the side. So for my pellet cooker, I'm gonna be using my Z-Grill's pellet cooker. This is a fantastic pellet cooker and their prices are fantastic. So if you are looking for a pellet grill, highly suggest checking out Z-Grills. I have a review video of this grill specifically. If you want to watch it, I'll put a link at the end of the video. And they were doing a deal, buy one grill, get 10 free. I think they're still doing that deal. Now, it's not what it sounds like, but how it works is you buy one grill and they will give you a new grill every 5 years for up to 10 free grills, and you can pass this deal on to somebody else. So it's an awesome deal. These grills will last the 5 years. They are awesome products, and again, the price point is fantastic. So first things first, you can see pellet grill is using these little wood pellets. If you're not familiar with them, this is what it's using for fuel. Whereas with the Masterbuilt, there's a hopper filled with charcoal. I use lump charcoal in this. You can also put wood chunks in it. I'm not doing that today because I just want to do strictly charcoal versus pellet. So I've loaded the hopper up with the lump charcoal, got it lit. So the pellet cooker, it's super easy. You just turn it on, and if your hopper's full of pellets, it's going to start itself up. Make sure you open the lid when you start it, close it, set your temp, you're done. Super simple. Now the Masterbuilt, there is a little bit more work. Once you get the hopper filled with charcoal, underneath you want to put some fire starters, and then you start it up, and you have to let the coals light. Then you can turn the controller on and the fan comes on, set your temp. And it's very simple compared to a regular like kettle style charcoal grill. But both of these have fantastic controllers on them, easy to use. They have Wi-Fi capability, so you can control the grill from your phone anywhere you have internet. So that is a fantastic option. They also both come with temperature probes for meat, so you can monitor meat and grill temperature all from your phone. And if you have internet and both grills are hooked up to Wi-Fi, you'll be able to monitor your cooks that way, which is great because you can be out at the store. Maybe it's taking a little longer than you thought and the meat is getting too high up in temp and you want to slow it down. Right from your phone, if you have internet, you can bump your grill down, or you can even shut it off if you want to. So both these grills are fantastic grills. I have review videos on both of these, so I'll leave links at the end of the video so you can check it out if you're interested in one or the other. But let's get into this grill showdown. So for this, I decided to go with St. Louis style pork ribs. This is one of my favorite things to cook. And I tried to buy two that were similar in size so the cooking time would be similar. These are pretty close. One was a little bigger than the other. I trimmed that one down, so weight-wise, I think they're close, but shape-wise, if you can see, this bottom one is a little wider than the top one. So cooking times may vary a little bit, but I'm really looking for flavor to see which one comes out best. I've already seasoned these with my homemade barbecue seasoning, which is fantastic. I have a video on how to make that seasoning along with 3 other seasonings. Be sure to check it out if you're interested in this awesome barbecue rub. But both identical rubs, similar size St. Louis ribs. So all that's left to do is get these on the smoker, let them cook so we can compare and figure out which is better, pellet grill or the charcoal grill, flavor-wise. So let's get out there and throw these on the smokers. All right, so Z-Grills first. Get this rack right on. I like to scrunch them up, give it a nice even cook. Let's close this up, let those smoke, and on to the Masterbuilt. So we have an upper level on these, which I love to utilize. Keep those ribs away from that direct heat down there. And again, just gonna scrunch them up as best I can. And there we are. Let's close this up and let it smoke. All right, so we have both the ribs on each smoker. Now I've set each smoker to 250 degrees. That's the temperature I like to cook St. Louis ribs. If I was doing baby backs, I'd probably bump it down to 225. But with a St. Louis style rib, there's plenty of fat in there so they could take the extra heat. I just find a better cook doing it hotter in the beginning like that. Now with the Masterbuilt, I am able to put it up on that second level rack because it is a bigger smoker, whereas with the Z-Grill's pellet grill, it does have a second rack, but it's just too small to fit the ribs onto. So I put those right down on the bottom rack, but I prefer to keep them up off the bottom just because there's a lot of direct heat coming from the bottom. But with both these racks of ribs, I've left the membrane on. That's how I always cook my ribs, because if you cook them properly, that membrane renders down fine and it's not chewy or anything. And I really like how the membrane holds in a lot of that fat and it makes for super juicy ribs. So I highly suggest leaving the membrane on your St. Louis ribs or even your baby back ribs. I usually don't remove the membrane ever. But now it's just a straightforward cook. I'm probably gonna let these go for 2 hours or so, then I'll check them, see where they're at. And it usually depends on how the ribs come out. Sometimes I wrap them, sometimes I don't. So we'll see how they are after 2 or 3 hours. If they're getting close to being done and they don't need to be wrapped, I'm just going to not wrap them at all. I usually like to throw sauce on them, but today I'm just doing the dry rub so I can try and really hone down on which one has a better flavor. So let's jump ahead about 2 hours, go out and check on these ribs. All right guys, about 2.5 hours. All right, so it's been about 2.5 hours. Let's check on these ribs. These are the pellet cooker ribs. See, they're looking very good. Let's check on the charcoal ribs. And these are looking really good as well. You can see these kind of seem like they're cooking a little bit faster. You can see all the fat rendering down on the top. Whereas with these, has some good render. Just seems like those ones are cooking a little quicker, but let me check these for tenderness. Feel pretty good so far. Definitely need more time. About 192. So the way these are feeling, I don't think we're gonna have to wrap these up. You can always wrap them if you want, but I think I'm just gonna let these ride, no wrap. So let's close this up, let this cook some more. So these definitely don't need a wrap because you can see how wet they're getting on top. The pellet cooker ribs could probably use a wrap if you want to, but I'm gonna let them roll. These feel really good as well. These actually feel like they're almost done. You can see that fat. It's got a nice crispy exterior. See where we are at for temp. Get a good spot here. So we're at 200 on these ribs. So yeah, these are cooking a little bit quicker even though we're at 250 for each. And these actually feel really good. I don't think these need much more time at all. Dare I say it, these might be done at 2.5 hours, no wrap. Yeah, these are pretty good. I'm gonna let these go for maybe just 15 more minutes. And I'm gonna pull these off. I'll get them wrapped up to keep them warm while the other ones finish off. But yeah, so 2.5 hours on the charcoal cooker. And I like where these ribs are at. Feel really good. I don't want them to get too tender, and I think they're getting to the point where they are getting a little too tender. So I'm gonna go ahead, wait about 15 minutes and pull these off. All right, so I will see you back out here when it's ready to pull the pellet cooker ribs off. All right, it's been another 45 minutes on the pellet grill. Check these ribs out. Perfect, no wrap, and I'm pretty sure these are done. Yep, nice and tender. Let's see what we got for a temp. So these are up to 212. The other ones were a little over 200 when I took them off, probably around 205. These are at 212. These are ready to pull. All right, so I'm gonna get these off. I'm gonna let them rest, then we will compare these two ribs and give them a taste test. All right, before we taste test these ribs, let me just go over these grills real quick. The pellet grill and the Masterbuilt charcoal grill are both fantastic grills. Price point wise, that Z Grills is probably half the price of the Masterbuilt. And it is super easy to use. You just fill it up with pellets, set it and forget it, and it makes some fantastic food. Now I know I haven't tried the ribs yet, but I'm assuming the Masterbuilt is gonna have better flavor on them just because you're using that charcoal and you get some good smoke out of that smoker. Now, like I said, it is a more expensive grill. That is the 1150, so it is a larger one. That's why it's more expensive. I think they make an 850 and a 1050, so those might be a little cheaper. Both of them have the Wi-Fi capability, which is fantastic for a smoker. And the external meat probes you can hook into there so you can monitor grill temp and meat temp. It's awesome. Now, a little thing about the Masterbuilt smoker that I have run into with an issue is flare-ups. For whatever reason, the Masterbuilt has some serious flare-ups when I've used it. And a lot of the times it's when I do a low and slow cook at first and then bump my temperatures up. And I recently did a brisket video with the Masterbuilt. Came out fantastic, and I used a special technique. So if you have a Masterbuilt, be sure to check that out. But I was doing the brisket, and I like to start low and slow at first, 225, bring it up to 250, then right there towards the end before I wrap it up, I like to bump it to 275. Now, when I did that, I got a flare up on the smoker. Luckily, wasn't too bad, so it didn't ruin the brisket or anything. But this has happened on numerous occasions, so for whatever reason, has a tendency to have flare-ups, so just be careful if you have one of those. But both awesome grills. If I had to choose one, I would probably go with the pellet smoker, just because of how easy it is to use and the reliability. I've never had issues with flare-ups or anything like that. Always keeps rock steady temperature, which the Masterbuilt does too when there's not a flare-up. So let's get into these ribs and see where the taste difference is for each one of these. All right, so here's the first rack. This is the smaller rack. So I know this came off the pellet grill. Nice and tender. We brought this up to, I think it was 212-ish out there. So let me get one nice meaty rib from the middle. So check that out. Nice juicy rib. Looks like a perfect St. Louis style rib. Definitely going to be good. And here's the Masterbuilt ribs. You can see, look pretty similar in color. They both smell fantastic. So let me go ahead again. Get a meaty rib from the center here. And you can see that rib also very nice. Might be a little juicier. Could have had more fat on it, who knows. But the pellet grill is known to kind of dry out the meat a little bit. I'm going to start off with the pellet cooker rib, so let me give this a bite and see where we are flavor-wise. Just a perfectly cooked rib. See, it comes right off the bone, but it still has some bite to it. Perfect rib here, and the dry rub is really good. I usually like to throw sauce on my rib, but wanted to use the dry rub, like I said, to keep the flavor profile down. But even with no sauce, this is a delicious rib. Nice porky flavor. And with the pellet grill, you don't really get too much of a smoky flavor. Those pellets just don't produce a lot of that, so they're fantastic cookers. If you're just getting into barbecue, highly suggest them because it is easy to run it at a temperature you want, so you can really focus on how to cook the food properly without dealing with a grill that might give you some issues. But let's go ahead, try out this Masterbuilt rib. So you can see, same thing with this rib. Pulls off the bone, still has nice chew to it. That's what I like in a rib. Some people like that just completely fall off the bone tender where you'd be able to pull this out. I don't enjoy that. I like some pull to it. Now, this does have more of a grilled barbecue flavor for sure. That charcoal does a fantastic job of adding some great flavor. It's not overpowering. A lot of times with something like a pit barrel cooker or a Weber kettle, you'll get some overpowering charcoal smoky flavor. This is very mild, but adds that nice barbecued flavor. It seems juicier. I don't know if that is because of the cooker or just because this one had more fat on it. Like I said, I have noticed that the pellet cookers run very dry. So it's possible that this is more juicy because it was cooked on the Masterbuilt, and it cooked a little faster as you saw, but this is a delicious rib. Now the pellet cooker is more tender, just by a little bit, but again, it's still, this one's fall off the bone, so it's not too big a deal. But this one, you can definitely tell it's a little more tender, but it is a little bit more dry. Flavor-wise, I really like the charcoal-y flavor on here, and like I said, it's very mild. Nothing crazy, so if I had to pick one rib, it's pretty easy for me. If I had two of these ribs, didn't know anything different, I'm gonna go with this one because it's juicier. It's got a little more barbecue flavor, but this is a fantastic rib as well. Now, with the pellet cooker, like I said, it does tend to dry some food out. So with the pellet cooker, I really like using a sauce. If you're gonna use dry rub, you might wanna do something like a charcoal grill, something that's gonna create more moisture in there. But if this had some barbecue sauce on it, wouldn't really notice much of a difference in moisture level. Two delicious ribs from two awesome smokers. If you have any questions about either one of these grills, leave a comment down below. And if you like the video, make sure to give it a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe right over here. I'm going to leave my Z Grills and Masterbuilt review videos over here if you were interested in one of these smokers, so be sure to check those out. But most importantly, get out there and smoke something good.